What's up, Ravens fans? The first week of training camp is in the books, and there's lots of questions. Everyone wants to know how this team looks, who's looking good, and that's where we're going to start things off today. The first question comes from Tone Desh, and the question here is, which receiver has been the biggest surprise of training camp, good or bad?
Well, I'm going to focus on the good.
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, there hasn't been a bad performance by a wide receiver, I don't think, at training camp. The guy who stood out to me for good is Miles Boykin, and it's a surprise to me because he got off to kind of a slow start because of a hamstring injury. I mean, he didn't really perform in OTAs or minicamp, not much. He was limited there. And then to really step into training camp and just come out with a pop like he has, beating guys like Jimmy Smith deep. I mean, Marlon Humphrey getting catches on him. Those are really good cornerbacks. And Miles Boykin, a third-round rookie out of Notre Dame, is making plays on him. So to me, that's pretty surprising.
What about Jaleel Scott? I think he was kind of the forgotten guy in this mix because last year he spent the year on injured reserve. He's a fourth-round pick out of New Mexico State. It was a little bit of a raw product, and he's looked to me really impressive over the course of training camp.
I would agree. Not as much of a surprise in training camp because he's kind of picked up where he left off in OTAs and minicamp, where he first caught my attention. But yeah, I agree with you. When you look at where he was a year ago as kind of a raw prospect and a guy who sat out his entire rookie year to what he's doing now as a big play guy, I like it.
And I just think that when you talk about this group, like I said, I feel like he's kind of one that you forget almost. Yeah. But I think that over the course of training camp, he's shown us that you should not forget him. He's going to be very much in that mix.
Definitely.
All right, let's keep it going here. Next question from Pallet 46. The question here is, which receiver will have the most receptions on this team? We're sticking with the receiver topic. I'm going to say Willie Snead. I still feel like he's going to lead the team in receptions this year, but I think there's going to be a whole bunch of guys kind of right in that same mix. Mark Andrews is somebody who's caught a ton of passes during training camp. He's going to have more than 50 catches this year.
I think so.
I think he's probably going to have right in that mix. I think Willie Snead's going to be in that territory. Miles Boykin has looked really good. And look, we haven't even seen the first-round pick, Hollywood Brown. And once he gets on the field, I think everybody's going to be buzzing about him and what he can do. So if I'm saying right now, I still think Willie Snead because I think that Snead is somebody who's going to be a security blanket for Lamar. I think that Lamar sees the middle of the field really well, and he's the veteran, proven commodity in this receiver group. So if I'm saying somebody right now, I'm going Willie Snead.
I'm going to go with Mark Andrews. I think a tight end could lead it. This could be the Dennis Pitta kind of connection here with Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson. So, and like you said, the middle of the field, some of that shorter stuff, I think that plays well into tight end. Willie's going to run. I think Mark's going to do a lot of the similar stuff,
All right, let's finish things up with the final question today. This comes from Michael Everett, and his question here is, how have Jaylon Ferguson, the rookie, and some of the other pass rushers looked since the pads have come on?
Yeah, I wouldn't say that Jaylon has really flashed too much for me, and that's not a knock on him. I mean, he's a rookie in his first training camp. I think he's going to be just fine, but he's going to take a little bit of time to develop. He's still learning. The guys that have flashed to me more have been the veterans. I think Shane Ray and Pernell McPhee have looked really good, and that gives you hope that they're going to have resurgent years. I mean, the Ravens kind of got these guys on bargain deals because, you know, Shane Ray had a wrist injury. Pernell McPhee's been banged up a little bit and over the past several years. If they can get back to their top form, which Pernell McPhee is just going to be a physical dog out there, and Shane Ray is a guy who put up 8 sacks a couple years ago. So if they can get back to that form, then I have a lot less concern about the Ravens pass rush, and I think it could actually be, you know, a strong point, a strength of this team if those guys can get back to that high level. And from what I've seen at training camp, it's still early, but those guys have plenty of juice.
Yeah. All right, so that's all the time we have questions for this week, but as always, we love to hear from you guys, so send them in on social media using the hashtag RavensMailbag. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.